Welcome, everyone, to the HorrorCast, episode 54. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
And yes, this HorrorCast is approved by Laura Croft.
There you go. All right, so we got some news about the possible story ideas for American Horror Story 6. And again, there's a whole bunch of different ideas thrown out there. I don't know if they're going to choose any of them. But there is a thing. Hold on a second. 1 second. Okay. There is a thing. One of the ideas is that they're going to do a cult story.
Hi, mate.
Hey, what's up, Ray?
I just had to get a drink.
Okay. We're in the HorrorCast, bro.
What are we talking about?
Okay, I'm talking right now. So there is 6 different. There's a few different ideas for the next American Horror Story. And again, one of the ideas is that they're going to do a whole season based on a cult. Ooh, they said it may take place in the wilds of rural Utah. Sarah Paulson is the wide-eyed, fanatically devoted disciple in the flowing white robe, viciously quashing any opposition of her beloved cult leader, who could possibly be played by Danny Houston. We don't know if that's going to happen. There's also a thing about American Horror Story Cruise, where they may do something in the lines of Titanic, where Dennis O'Hare is the creepiest captain you've ever had hoped to anchor, could ever hope to drop an anchor. Yeah, sort of like Agatha Christie, Titanic type vibes. So a Titanic type American Horror Story. There's also another idea that American Horror Story could go the way of summer camp, like slashers.
I'd rather see the first two than the summer camp, because I think that summer camp thing's just been over.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's been overused for Halloween and everything else, isn't it?
Right.
It's getting boring.
Well, I think that's coming back. Actually, I'm going to start doing movies like that again. But another one is politics, where they're going to somehow twist and make it that Jessica Lange is the president who sold her soul to get to the top.
That I'd like to see. Now, I know like I said, I'd probably just cut like the first season of Horror Story, but still, that I'd probably come back to see that one at least.
So he says it gets the vibe of House of Cards, Starry Eyes, and Rosemary's Baby.
Ooh.
That type. Then there's another one called American Horror Story Sing Sing, which is about the maximum security prison in Dust Bowl, Texas. Kathy Bates could be playing a warden with a perchance for draconian punishment. See, I don't know if that's going to be, because we already had that with COVID.
Yeah.
So, American Horror Story Whorehouse, which is set in the Wild West with gunslingers, desert tribes, and ladies of the night, discovering the true horror of the frontier. Angela Bassett would be the main aspect of that. And again, these are just ideas, not necessarily that this may happen. This was coming from, I believe, Movie Pilot. So again, we don't know for sure. Then there's other ideas coming from Entertainment Weekly. They may do a story set in Area 51.
Not bad.
They may They may do one in high school, which is like Scream Queens, but I don't think they're going to do that. They may do one Broadway, which would be weird, like a horror Broadway.
Yeah, almost like Phantom of the Opera.
A hospital. I don't know if they would do a hospital.
And they've already, I forget the series, but they tried to do that. I forget.
An orphanage. And a Sweeney Todd type fast food horror. I don't think that'll work out.
Yeah, they've already got a Sweeney Todd.
Basically, I mean, I more than likely, I think they're gonna go with, maybe the Titanic thing, or maybe the cult thing, or maybe the summer camp. I don't think. I mean, they probably got to go do something different. Can't be similar to other ones.
I would rather, if they were going to do one, I would rather see like the Love Boat type setup, or even the politics one. Those two I could.
Right, politics is cool.
Yeah. Because I know it's an election year and all, and want to try to connect them all, but
Unless they want to do the politics, which they want to tie in with that, which is
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Could be
So-
very interesting.
Now we got some sad news. You want to report that, Scott?
yes. Sadly, we lost a very horror classic legend again, ladies and gents. Like last year, we had Christopher Lee passing.
Yeah.
But this time around,
Angus Scrim.
we see old Angus Scrim
Yeah.
dies at 89. For those of you who are not familiar with old Angus here, he's from the movie Phantasm. He was the alien.
Oh no.
The
Yeah.
tall man.
Yep, he was the alien who was trying to herd people into.
What was he an alien? Did they ever say he was an alien, or did they say
I-
he?
From my
I
understanding,
don't think he was an alien. I think he was like a. I don't know if it was related to that. I mean, that's kind of confusing.
yeah, I know, but it's just that's the way I looked at it because they were compressing everybody so he'd be able to go. Everybody would be able to go to
Right.
that alternate planet because the gravitation was so high.
All right, what's up, James?
What's going
What's up,
on?
Jake?
At least I'm sorry to sound so morbid here, but at least he passed away in his sleep. They're saying.
Okay,
So at least he didn't have to suffer too much.
And he didn't feel a thing.
right.
And
Which
That's how I wanna go.
I tend to believe that if there was no Phantasm, there possibly wouldn't be any. And excuse me for saying this, there probably wouldn't be any Toglophane
no,
in Doctor Who because basically the balls with the spheres with the weapons, I believe they took from Phantasm. So,
Yeah.
you know,
and
Hey.
Don, I know I'm going to crucify his name here. Corsella wrote that Angus passed away peacefully tonight, surrounded by his friends and loved ones.
The tall man.
89.
yeah,
He was 89 years old. His performance as the tall man,
Tall Man,
in,
yeah.
in a towering achievement in horror film horror.
absolutely, absolutely.
He also
Little pun there.
say he was the last in the long line of classic horror movie stars. Angus was a terrific actor, an even better friend. He will be missed, which
Which there's still a Phantasm that's not released that he's in.
Yeah.
So,
Scrim will appear in the fifth Phantasm film,
Yeah.
which bears the subtitle Revenger. The
Ravager.
film will be released later this year. Additionally, J.J. Abrams is
Working on the original cut. of the
is working on the original. There we go.
Which J.J. Abrams, because he's a fan, he wanted to, and to do the remastering of the Phantasm. Only because he's a fan. He's doing Star Wars level stuff. I mean, Phantasm, was big for horror, but it didn't make, of course, anywhere near Star Wars money. But he's a fan, and he wants to do stuff that he loves. So he's remastering the original Phantasm. So I think that's what's delaying the new Phantasm movie. So they probably want to make a re-release, a big thing out of it, or whatever. How you doing, James?
I am fantastic.
Fantastic. Cool. Yeah, so we had some news about American Horror Story. Have you watched the latest season?
I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah. And then we had some news about
I will go back and watch some, so I don't
Oh,
get out of it.
that looks spooky, James, all in lit up in red just then.
Lady Gaga, the vampire.
I really like Lady Gaga in American Horror Story. I thought she was fantastic. I mean, still one more episode left for the finale.
I will say this much: her that little commercial with Tony Bennett, I have to say,
Love that.
was awesome. During the Christmas time.
Maybe it's cold outside. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like
That was
that's our song, me and Sharon's. Yeah. So love that rendition of it. Yeah. Okay, so we have another article. Did you want to do that, Scott, about the?
He's hung up around the back.
Hold on a second. Just go for a second. Did you want to do the other article about the Tales of the Crypt?
I'm going to have James or even Ray do that one.
James, you want to do it? I muted you for a second, bro. Let me see if I can I think you muted, James. Wait, unmute. Okay.
Hang on, otherwise he muted himself.
No, I muted him because I did for a second. So let me just. Okay.
I would allow everybody to get into this little play.
I know.
Bloody Jamaican.
Scott, you want to do it? You can do it.
Yeah, I might as well
Yeah.
do it. I might as well dive in here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yes, ladies and gents. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong is confirmed to do Return of Tales from the Crypt. For all you 80s fans, the old Crypt Keeper was the one who came on and introduced certain little segments of horrors snippets. And I forget, it was number one in Mojo's top 10
Right.
little clippage things.
It did well, but now we're not allowed to use the Crypt Keeper, which
Which is sad.
this is gonna be terrible.
And what's funny is the version
You got
they
a flop
used,
in it.
the funny thing, the version they used was like, I think the 60s version or 70s version where...
Well, they did their own take on it, but it's
Yeah.
not exactly the comics.
Yeah,
But it was
wasn't
HBO's. They actually put something in, I guess, where it's their, a separate thing with the Crypt Keeper, so that way nobody could use it.
So that's right,
So-
ladies and gentlemen. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's going to be remaking the Tales from the Crypt. And let's see, in Brad's report, he said the new show will be highlighted by an old man with a cane,
Oh, that's
With-
terrible.
Oh,
wearing a hood, keeping
James, unmute yourself. You're muted.
pretty much what they're going to be doing is doing similarly to what the big screen movie from the
There you
60s or 70s did.
Oh, okay.
So,
James,
Sound
that's
like Weird
horrible.
Tales instead of Tales from the Crypt. The one that had the cane sound like Weird Tales to me.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I
This
don't
is
like
all-
that. They're trying to do like a caretaker of the
Mhm.
graveyard. Like that was another of the EC comics, like characters. I guess the gravedigger or something. Like just telling the story while he's digging a grave. That's like stupid.
I'm not being rude, that's old fashioned, isn't it?
What's from the
Yeah,
old
but-
comics, the old EC comics. They had They had horror stories. They had Vault of Horror. They had Tales of the Crypt. There was another one. So
Yeah, Weird Tales. How
yes.
like the original Swamp Thing before it came to DC. They had like
Right.
a take on Swamp Thing, Lake Monster, Swamp Monster, or something like that.
And again, M. Night Shyamalan, the problem is that sometimes he has great ones, and then sometimes he has clunkers, and,
Yeah,
please
the
don't
Last
reinvent the
Airbender.
wheel. Yeah, please don't
Yeah.
reinvent the wheel, because that's basically what it looks like. Not happy about it.
Oh, the last Tales from the Crypt movie I watched was Demon Knight and Bordello of Blood.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Yes.
The first one was good. The second one, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think John Pertwee appeared in one of the in some sort of horror flick, but I don't remember what it was.
Well, Patrick Troughton appeared in The Omen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Did Patrick Troughton?
Yeah, he was the priest that got killed, got speared with that pole.
As I
Yeah.
tell it to people, Troughton was the one that got shish kebab by the lightning rod.
Troughton should have been a doctor.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a shocking development.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, man.
he did say run when I say run, run.
I think he got ramrodded myself.
So, it really sucks Angus Scrimm
Yeah,
died.
that is a sad.
Oh, man, that really that
Wow.
sucks.
Oh, but what can you do though?
Yeah.
Like he said, like I said, at least he was asleep, but at least he passed away in his sleep, and you didn't have
Yeah,
to.
peaceful death.
Yeah. Can I give a shout out to my friend Paulette who gave me that article about the American Horror Story? So thank you.
Well done.
Yeah. So American Horror Story. I really like it this season because I think it was a surprise that Lady Gaga, I mean, she was really fantastic in the role of the Countess. Amazing. And I love her music. I'm a big fan of hers. So seeing her, do this very well. She's been asked to come back, but I don't know if she's going to come back in the next season. But I know that
Is it the same character or somebody different?
well, no, it's always different characters. Like
Okay.
all of them, like they shuffle. They play completely different characters
Okay.
every season. Some don't do one season, then they come back for another season.
Didn't
So
Jessica Lange do a season? I'm trying to
she
remember.
did every season. That's why. But this one, that's why they needed a lead, and they needed Gaga to be the lead this season. So now
Yeah.
it's rumored that Jessica Lange is going to appear again next season, but not as I don't know if it's a big role, but Gaga probably will be with her. So that would be
I
amazing.
remember. I can't remember if it was the first or second season. I know I cut the first season, but I can't remember if she was also.
First season was basically Murder House. It was about
Okay.
a family that died in the house and that
Yeah.
weird things
That's
happened.
not the first.
Second when she was like the neighbor. Second one, it was Asylum, and
Yeah.
it was about the church with the mental institution and aliens, all kinds of crazy stuff. The third one was Coven, which I
Yeah,
love.
about the
with
witches.
I love that one. The fourth one, Freak Show, was
Yeah.
like Carnival, and I gotta watch it. I didn't get into it. And this one I love. Hotel is like, I love this. So the next one we don't know what it's going to be, but I think it's
Yeah.
going to be.
And all of this supposed to take place in the same contained
Well,
universe?
originally they said they were different universes originally.
Yeah, I remember.
But then they did a crossover in Freak Show where one of the characters from Asylum popped up in Freak Show, and then this week's episode of Hotel, a character from Coven, one of the survivors, appeared in this, which was amazing. Because immediately when I saw this episode, I was telling Sharon she's got to watch Coven because I love Coven, and just imagine a battle, if you will, of like the Coven witches
Ooh.
versus like Lady Gaga and the vampires and all this ghosts and stuff. I was like getting so happy when I saw this, and then I'm like, oh, they're probably not going to do a whole versus season because that would be phenomenal, I mean, the characters pitting themselves against each other. I mean, I really, again, if there's a way to bring back Coven as another extended season for what's happening now, and then somehow bring back those characters that died, because I'm sure you can bring back characters that died from the dead and all that. That whatever the way they can get your favorites back, they can do something. So I would want them to revisit, of all the American Horror Stories, Coven, because I really enjoyed that. And Hotel 2, I wish it would continue on beyond this. One more episode left, so.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, we just go wait and see.
She's great. Just going. All right. Any other things, guys, about the horror? Anything else on horror game?
All I can say is I wish Witches of East End could have survived longer than 2 seasons, because I kind of like the first season. Then
Wasn't Witches of East End a take off the Witches of Eastwick?
yes, it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I thought it was kind of good.
Okay. I thought that's what it was, like a reboot of that, so to speak, with Jack Nicholson and
Mhm.
yeah, that's what I thought it was. All right. All right, guys. We'll be back later because it's kind of early. So probably we'll be back tonight with podcast. So take care. Bye for now.
Joe.